What boys, velkommen tilbage til endnu en reaktionsvideo her på kanalen. Og ja, vi skal i dag reagere på noget måske kontroversielt. Who knows? Spændende bliver det i hvert fald. Vi har en video her fra Goal 9. De laver nogle fantastiske videoer. Det er derfor vi har headsetet på. Der kommer til at være commentary ind over det. De 7 mest hadede fodboldspillere i verden. I dag, i 2022. Som er... Ja, så videoen er ikke super gammel, så jeg tænker den stadig sådan relativt relevant. Så lad os tjekke ud og se, hvad de har til os.
Love and hate are two things that come with money and fame, and we're sure every superstar footballer already knows this. Unfortunately, some have to deal with more hate than the others, and today we'll be looking at some of those guys. So, here are 7 of the most hated footballers in the world today.
Okay.
Number 1, Neymar.
Yep.
Neymar was straight up most loved, the most admired youngster in the world when he was a teenager playing for Santos. But when he moved to Europe, the whole story began to change. First of all, he ditched Madrid for Barcelona in what fans at the capital would call a fraudulent deal.
Seriøst, bare den der, altså hele den der Neymar, den store transfersaga, endelig blev det officielt, at han skiftede til Barca og så videre. Det var insane. Gik i folkeskolen på det tidspunkt, og jeg bare huske, som jeg var selv en stor Real Madrid-fan på det tidspunkt, og vi var sådan en del af vores klasse, der var mange Barca-fans, der var mange Real Madrid-fans. Det var bare sådan, vi var. Seriøst, det blev offentliggjort, han kom til Barca. Der var chaos den dag. Det var vanvittigt.
So that alone brought him haters from that side of Spain. Then his showboating, which was widely admired by European fans when they only saw it on YouTube, became really annoying for many. Well,
det er sjovt, ja.
Barcelona fans.
Det var vildt, det han var kendt for. Sådan at være sådan overdrevet, altså, ja, skills og så videre. Folk bare hate for det.
But fast forward to 2017,
det er ikke så meget det, jeg hater ham for,
lost a huge portion of that Barcelona fan base after he shockingly left the Catalans for reasons which they believed to be purely financial. What made that exit hurt more was the fact that Neymar left when the club had something pretty amazing going for them in the league and trio. He joined PSG. It didn't take the Parisians long to turn on the Brazilian. His incessant injuries meant that he was hardly ever available for their most important games, and he just feels like a failed investment to most of them. Neymar's diving hasn't helped his case much either. His simulation appeared to reach its peak at the 2018 World Cup, and he turned to a worldwide meme for the amount of time he spent rolling on the floor. Neymar himself knows how much he is hated around the world, and you could tell from some of his interviews in his Netflix documentary. Number 2, Harry Maguire.
I don't know, lige med hensyn til Neymar. I mean, jeg har også altid selv sagt, han er nok en af mine mest hadede fodboldspillere. Jeg ved ikke rigtig hvorfor, jeg tror også bare, det er ikke så meget hadet som sådan, mere bare sådan lidt skuffet nogle gange over netop de ting, han vælger at gøre, og så at han bare for mig ikke sådan... Altså, han har jo været vanvittigt god, men i forhold til det potentiale, altså, vi snakker greatest of all time, måske lige voldsomt, men fandme tæt på. Det er det potential. Og det han ikke i nærheden af, efter hvad han har vist, følger jeg i hvert fald.
Since Maguire's record-breaking move to Manchester United in 2019, he has gradually...
Jeg forstår den aldrig rigtig, bro. Jeg har ikke rigtig noget... I mean, jeg kan kinda godt lide Maguire, I don't know. Jeg rated ham også fucking højt, da han var i Leicester. Jeg synes, han var en fantastisk forsvarsspiller. Men
the most
hated
in the history of Premier League football. He's made some pretty expensive mistakes playing for the club over the past 2 seasons, and at this point, you really cannot convince the United faithful that the Englishman is not at the centre of all their failures.
What a clip.
It doesn't help his case much that he is the most expensive defender of all time, and that the man whose record he broke is Virgil van Dijk. So those comparisons always come up, and when they're reminded of how far back he lags,
I don't know.
United fans just hate him even
more. Jeg føler også bare, Maguire seemed to fall in hate, fordi
han never named club captain in 2020. United fans felt he was the least deserving of the band, and that just made them hate him even more. To worsen the entire...
Oh, by the way, jeg burde have sagt, hey, så er du tilbage. Sorry.
...thing for the former Leicester man. Man United have been going through a really horrible time. And whether he's at fault or not, he just seems like the perfect person to always put the blame on.
Det er problemet, ikke?
So bad that
han får altid hate.
The centre back received.
Selvom også om det ikke engang altid er ham, der gør noget galt. Men det der med bombetrusser, fuck dig. Totalt fuck dig. Fuck af med det.
Not cool at all. Number 3, Raheem Sterling. When Sterling forced to move away from Liverpool in 2015, he didn't win him any love from the Liverpool fans, or even traditional English fans who felt he was way too eager to leave the club, which made him a star, all because of money. But you know what? We'll just go out on a limb right now and say that most of the hate Sterling gets is fueled by the English media. They take very normal things the 27-year-old does and blow it out of proportion to make him look like a bad guy. He buys an expensive car or a new mansion like every other footballer does, and it becomes a huge headline of how flashy, obtrusive and proud he is.
Yeah.
He gets a new tattoo and it becomes a matter of how he's not a good role model for the kids. For some reason, he has always been made a scapegoat by a huge section of the British media. Yes, he missed quite a lot of sitters for his time during City. The truth is, the majority of the hate that Sterling gets comes from non-City fans.
Der selvfølgelig, altså jeg ved godt, at nu han skifter sådan noget der selvfølgelig, og altså til Chelsea, og måske nogen har, City-fans har sådan lidt, det ved jeg ikke det bedste sådan forhold til Sterling, men jeg føler egentlig, at City-fans, jeg snakker med, ikke har noget problem med Sterling overhovedet. Altså, det er altid sådan udefra et eller andet sted. I don't know.
Number 4, Sergio Ramos. Dirty tackles, shithousery, and
insane
mentality. It's actually not hard to see why rival
fans hate
Sergio Ramos so much. The former Real Madrid captain is obsessed with winning, and he will do anything, absolutely anything, to be victorious. And sometimes that includes playing dirty. No player has received more red cards than Ramos since the turn of the century. But the irony is that he is hated more for the ones he got away with than for the ones he got punished for. The 2018 Champions League final is a prime example of that. He broke Salah's shoulder and the Egyptian had to leave the pitch in tears while Ramos continued without punishment and went on to win the trophy.
That lone incident
earned him a lot of hate from Egyptians, Liverpool fans and frankly a lot of neutral football lovers around the world. Now, think of the many more times Ramos has done something like this and how much more hate he has attracted from different fan bases.
Også bare fordi den her klip, altså den her video her med Ramos er lavet før det der klip, hvor man ser ham med de der, hvad fanden hedder det, alle de der kameramænd, der, altså nu her for nylig, mens han spiller PSG, hvor han vælger bare tager en kameraen, bare skubber ham fucking hårdt væk. Det var der var jeg sgu sådan lidt, okay, det var nok dråben for mig. Det var nok dråben for mig.
Balotelli. We'll agree that Super Mario is actually not
Really? Okay.
The most likable footballer in history. He has an insanely big ego and a seemingly uncontrollable temper.
Det overrasker mig
The
faktisk
combination of those two
have
cost him an amazing career. The stunt he pulled during the days of Man City about a decade ago is enough to show you why a lot of fans don't like him. For sure, the fans in that stadium, and particularly Mancini, didn't like him very much at that moment. Mourinho also told a story about when he begged the Italian centre-forward for 14 of the 15 minutes of half-time to not get a second yellow card in a Champions League game because all his other strikers were injured and he was left with only him up front. Only for Balotelli to go and get sent off in the first minute of the second half.
Please gør sådan en tjeneste at gå ind og se den video med Mourinho, der fortæller om Balotelli. Bare søg på Mourinho, Balotelli, red card eller sådan noget. Fucking grineren historie.
Like we said, big ego and uncontrollable temper.
Altså,
but the same...
I don't know, jeg føler ikke rigtig, Balotelli er sådan en universelt hadet. Altså, alle dem, der har været indtil videre, Ramos, Neymar og så videre. Fair play. Men Balotelli, det føler jeg overhovedet ikke. Jeg kan godt forstå, hvis man har noget imod ham, på grund af nogle af hans ting, han har gjort og så videre. Men hvad er det jo heller ikke?
Same time, we have to say that a lot of hate Balotelli gets
og det er jo nemlig også
racially motivated.
Du har jo faktisk sympati for Balotelli, fordi han oplever så meget racisme, hvilket bare er totalt fucked up i sig selv. Så I don't know, jeg har aldrig rigtig... Jeg har aldrig haft noget mod Balotelli, faktisk. Jeg har altid kunne lide ham.
He is arguably the
her er til gengæld en, jeg fucking
hader.
Luis Suarez, jeg siger det samme. Luis Suarez er min number one... Fed frame, jeg har startet på her. Luis Suarez er min number one mest hadet spiller of all time. Jeg fucking hader Suarez.
Luis Suarez is actually not one of the most lovable footballers in the world, and a brief look at his career will tell you exactly why. Ghanaians and many other Africans hate him for 2010.
Det var første gang, jeg så Luis Suarez ever. Det var den der,
Remember, right? When he handled the ball on the goal line in the 120th minute, effectively denying an African nation a first ever appearance at the World Cup semi-final. The following World Cup tournament, he added Chiellini and many other Italians to the list of people who hate him after the Uruguayan took a huge bite of the defender during a match. That earned him a pretty lengthy ban, but it never really took away the hate. In between those 4 years, Suarez got hate from many Premier League clubs for allegedly always diving, and also for biting Ivanovic during a game against Chelsea in 2013.
Yes. Og så scorede han senere den kamp.
Liverpool fans
Han
still
scorede
love
senere
him,
den kamp
but
også.
there's a small portion of the fans who are still holding a grudge after he celebrated scoring against them in the Champions League semi-final between Barcelona and Liverpool in 2019. Number 7, Gerard Pique. Pique is known by all and hated by many for his shithousery. You remember that time when his Barcelona side beat Real Madrid 5-0 and raised 5 fingers to the Real Madrid fans to rub it in? The Madridistas have hated him since that day. To be fair, you expect Madrid fans to hate him anyway, but the thing is, a lot of other fans in Spain hate him too. He is a very outspoken person, and that has sometimes landed him in a lot of trouble. Not to talk about the negotiations for the restructuring and exportation of the Spanish Super Cup that leaked and earned him enemies among supporters of La Liga teams. His political stance has also made him unpopular among Spaniards. But in all of this, many Barcelona fans have stayed true to their love for the legend. Well, until recently.
Så skal jeg sige, fordi så er der kommet alt det her fra med Shakira lige siden, og to be fair, ja, det er nok det, der trækker virkelig meget op nu.
Pique's relationship was the one thing that earned him love over the years from Barcelona fans, rival fans, and even non-football lovers. It was one of the sweetest love stories in football history. But he ruined that.
Jeg kan huske det deres barn. Hvad deres barn hedder? Milan eller sådan noget? Ja, det er virkelig trist.
Allegedly.
Er der noget, jeg husker helt forkert nu? Nu er jeg faktisk i tvivl. Jo, den er god nok. Den er her. Milan Pique. Okay. Så igen, de havde et barn sammen, bro. Fuck, det er trist.
But he ruined that by allegedly cheating on his wife. Of course, that made a lot of people hate him. And you know, he wasn't just dating any woman. He was dating Shakira, one of the biggest music icons on the globe. So hurting her and ruining her happiness was surely going to earn you a fresh influx of haters. To make matters worse, rumours have it that he cheated with the mum of a much younger teammate, Hadede. Although that's still not been confirmed, more people now hate Pique because of the mere thought of him doing such a despicable thing. These are only 7 players, but we know that there are more players who fans just cannot stand. You know what? If there's one player you just don't like for whatever reason, put their name in the comments. Let us find out who the most unlikable player in world football is.
Yes, sir. I hørte ham, boys. Der må høre det nede i kommentarfeltet her på videoen også. Hvem synes I er den? Ifølge jer, hvilken fodspiller havde jeg allermest? Jeg sagde det her, det var Luis Suarez. Generelt var det en virkelig god liste. Lidt overrasket med nogle af dem. Pique havde selvfølgelig fuldstændig glemt. Balotelli synes jeg også overrasket, man kunne sagtens have noget. Andre man kunne have mere måske. I don't know, men spændende. Så ja, shoutout til Golden 90 hedder det. Kanalen, som har lavet den her video her. Fed compilation. Link som altid til videoen nede i beskrivelsen. Tak for at I med alle sammen. Peace out.